Hi, and welcome back to episode 17 of Pokemon Red. I hope you're doing well. Last time, we got through that long trial that was the rock tunnel. So we're going to continue on. I'm going to start with fighting this trainer. Let's see. She should just have, probably a Meowth or whatever. Got a Pidgey. I got a Brick. Seismic Toss. Your Brick's probably going to be put on the back burner for a bit so that everybody else can catch up. Especially Donk. Because Donk is level 15 and everybody else is already round 23 or something like that. Bumped the mic, I'm sorry about that. But like I said, level 27. Oh, Pidgeotto, eh? Oh. Go, cash money. Level 27 is already that's not really a big deal that it's that high level, but don't do this, man. Don't do this I can't hit the broadside of a barn crap. Cool. And Pidgeotto is confused. That's great. It's too bad that doesn't do anything in trainer battles in this game. I wonder if they always intended it to Roar and Whirlwind to swap Pokemon out and it just for some reason didn't work. I mean, if anybody knows anything about Pokemon Red and Green and Blue, then they know that this game is glitchy. So the way it worked is originally Red and Green were the ones that were released in Japan. And they were glitchy like crazy, and the sprites of the Pokemon looked really weird. And then came out with the blue version, which was the definitive edition, how it's gold, silver, crystal, or yellow for the United States, or Emerald for the third generation, etc., etc. It's the definitive edition, but it's you still can't catch every Pokemon in it. Well, they did that with blue version for Japan, and the red and blue version and yellow for the United States. Yellow, if I remember correctly, I don't know if that was ever released in Japan. But red and blue version for the United States is based off of the blue version from Japan. And so, we got basically the definitive. I think this guy's not a trainer. Never mind, I just tricked myself. Yeah, so they got the definitive edition. We got the definitive edition build for our red and blue, and a lot of the glitches were fixed, but this game is still really buggy. Already level 28, that's amazing. Cash money. So we got the less buggy edition, but it's still pretty buggy. I'm gonna try and avoid missing number because I don't want the game to glitch and go crazy, even though I've never had admittedly, I've never had the game glitch or erase data or anything like that. I've been lucky, even though I used to catch missing go all the time. And it was something that was very confusing to me as a kid. And kind of freaky, but missing no is missing number. It's basically there's something weird with a code that there's something weird with a code that makes it where every time you run into the encounter with missing no, it's missing number. And it's trying to fill in the blanks with something, and it's just a glitched mess. but it can appear anywhere from like level 1, I think, to like 255 or something like that. If you win a fight with it, it'll automatically level up and like evolve into a random Pokemon. And there's like the location that it's at, whatever Pokemon you just fought last, not Pokemon, I'm gonna go back up and get that hiker real quick. Whatever like area you just like fought the last Pokemon in, like all of those Pokemon spawn in that one spot where Missing No is. So theoretically you can theoretically speaking, you can wow, I don't remember Machop looking that weird from behind in this game. But anyway, theoretically speaking, you can catch whatever Pokemon you want to catch, right? But it comes at the potential cost of like running into Missing Number. Like I said, I've never had the game glitch. I've been really lucky that this is my original copy and like there's no issues with it. But I've heard some pretty horror stories about like the game getting completely bricked or losing all their data or something like that. So like the game becomes like completely unplayable, that like no matter what they do, they can never like get it to work again. So I've been lucky to not have to deal with that. But I don't want to like take that risk. Because I do have Pokemon Red downloaded on my 3DS, but you know, that's not the most ideal way of playing it in my opinion, you know. Like, it's pretty much the same, you know, deal. It's a, you know, but like that. So what I'm planning on doing, I don't think I'm going to go into the Pokemon Tower just yet. There is a boss encounter with Gary, aka Blue. So I'm not going to do that fight just yet. Like, I'm not going to go through the tower. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Like, you have to get an item. Like, you'll eventually hit a point where you have to have an item. Oh, we got Great Balls here. We're going to grab a couple of those. Go ahead and stock up on some of these, because that's going to be nice. Hopefully not have to use very many of them because they are expansive. Get some more super potions. Escape rope wouldn't be bad, but teleport makes that pointless. So you end up hitting the end of the tower, and then it's like you need an item to just fight the mini boss there, and you have to go all the way back out and come back in. So I'd rather just go ahead and like get what I need to get before. And I ask for your pardon if you don't, you know, if you're not particularly happy about that. I apologize, but I don't want to waste time all that much. I'm just like, Pokemon are stored in the ashes in... Well, hang on, let me read that again. Swift. Oh, she's not going to repeat what she said. Okay, so basically, she said that, like, her Pokemon, their ashes are in the Pokemon Tower. And, you know, that makes sense because a lot of people in... I think actually majority of people in Japan are cremated. And I don't bring that up to be morbid. I'm just thinking about, there's a Pokemon manga, I have not read it, but I've seen, where they're in the actual tower and like zombified Pokemon rise from the grave. And I'm like, if they're cremated and their urns and stuff are in the tower and the tower is meant to be like that, then there's no way that they could have risen back from like as zombies, right? Unless whatever, you know, supernatural presence gave them flesh again, I guess. But I'm not going to dwell on that too much. I think Lavender Town is one of those really fun, like, you know, people can sit around and speculate about stuff and have fun. Like, oh, it's a real fun part of the game, and I'm kind of really tempted to do that. To like sit here and just continue like not joking around, but like speculating and like, you know, I guess world theory crafting. Thunderbolt. But yeah, so I think it's really fun. I think it's interesting that like, because like I know a bit about Japanese culture. I know a little bit about like the Obon festival and the time of the year where everybody goes back to their ancestral, you know, part of Japan to pay respects to the family shrine. So I know a little bit about that, but it's kind of like will you knock it off, Poliwag, you jerk? I know a little bit about that. And so like I wonder if like because I know there's like other towers, or like there's and like I think is it Diamond and Pearl where you have another like tower like that, or is it like Black and White? I can't remember. Or is it X and Y? Because X and Y was pretty much like a story beat for beat. It's technically the one I said there were in one of the previous episodes I said there were technically like two remakes of like this game, X and Y. Oh my god, this is so crazy, dude. We're gonna have to heal you again, and he's probably gonna wake up, and he's probably gonna put him back to sleep, and I'm probably gonna just have to deal with it. But in X and Y, in the case of X and Y, like it's technically a remake. I think so, because like a lot of the story. A lot of the story beats from X and Y are a lot of the story beats from X and Y are supposed to be analogous, or like comparing to Red. Like you go to a forest that's set up exactly like the first forest you do in this game, stuff like that. I don't think Goldeen has hypnosis, so excuse me, pardon me for that. I don't think it has hypnosis, so I don't think I need to be too worried about it. I really don't know how much more I'm going to invest in V-Jolt. As far as it goes, I'm not sure. At some point, I'm probably gonna stop investing in Gone Ape, because as far as like fighting types goes, like Machop is basically Donk is pretty much gonna take his place. But like, I don't really know when that's going to happen, or if I just decide to continue use... What? Wait, what? His back was turned to me. Y'all saw that, right? Like, how did he, like... So like I was saying, this game is kind of glitchy. Great, Tentacruel. Or cool. Get out there, V-Jolt. At some point, like I said, I'm gonna possibly replace oh my god, come on now. Gone Ape would just donk. Because, like, if I remember correctly, Machamp is very devastating, and I could pretty much, the second Machop evolves to Machoke. What was the Pokemon? I wasn't looking. Go, Cash Money! The second he evolves into Machoke, I can just, like, trade him to another copy of the game that I'm currently borrowing from my sister to do this with. And immediately evolve him into Machamp, and he gets all the benefits of being Machamp. Now you might say, well, what about the move list? You know, like, as explained in previous games, like, it pushes back which moves can be learned. Well, the wonderful thing about Machamp is he still learns, like, it still learns all of the moves. Oh my god, Headbutt. I think Headbutt is better than Body Slam in this game, so I might be wrong about that, but I'm going to go with Headbutt. Didn't I teach... I think I taught it Body Slam from a TM, didn't I? The one that got away. I'm going to quickly teleport back to the Poke Center. We're going to hit a point. If you remember correctly, I showed you that Snorlax in one of the previous episodes where it was like couldn't go any further because there was a Snorlax in the way. We're going to go to that point and hit where we can't continue, and then I'm going to go out of town here to the left and continue that way. I'm just going to get on my bike and ride. I'm not going to cut it out because it's right here. But after I do that with like I was saying, oh, so now he's looking that way, but like if you roll the tape back, I'm 95% sure he was looking down at the screen. Almost like he's like, hey, you want to see something funny? But as I was saying, like Machamp learns all of the moves that Machoke learns at the same levels, so there's really no point. Just go ahead and try. It was inevitable, but I wasn't going to just swap out the V-Jolt. Sorry, Mankey, but, you know, sometimes that's just how it works out. But like I was saying, you know, he learns everything at the same levels. There's no reason to hang on to it just being Machoke, because then you can just automatically get the better stats. I can't show it evolving because, like, I have to, like, you know, hook it up Game Boy to Game Boy, and I can't do that on this, like, you know, the Game Boy, Super Game Boy on Super Nintendo. There's no way to do that. So, apologies, but, like, you're probably not going to see him evolve. We should be actually really close to getting... Can I get the Super Rod before, or the Great Rod? Is it Super Rod or Great Rod? Should be able to get it fairly soon. I know I should also be able to, once I get to the next city... That was a bad idea. I wasn't thinking, I was on autopilot. Once I get to the next city, I should just be able to get Fly pretty easily. Although, I'm probably not going to put Bird Brain back in my deck because I'm just gonna hold out for Aerodactyl. But like, I might teach it Fly and do the ye old, you know, time consuming thing of like pulling it out of the box just to fly to wherever I'm going and then putting it back in the box. But if I remember at this point in the game, there's not a whole lot of like flying back and forth that really needs to be done. So it's kind of like, unless I can teach it to one of the Pokemon I have, which I would be very surprised if I could, the very few occasions that I would need to do that, like, you know, probably to get back to Lavender Town, unless I just like cut it out going back or something. I just decided to let like Pikachu get this nice meal here, even though I'm probably not going to continue to invest in it. But it would have been Gonape if like Gonape didn't knock out. Okay, so I can't get the Super Rod yet because I have to get past the Snorlax. I can't get past the Snorlax until I do Lavender Tower, and I can't do Lavender Tower until I get the item needed. But I'm going to call the episode here. I'm going to heal in between episodes. Appreciate you watching. If you watched to this point in the video, I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.